Hi, I know that building a custom software for your business can create a real competitive advantage, but it also turns your business into long-term owner of a product. My name is Eki and I'm a full stack developer and also a freelancer. In this today video, I'm going to explain the risk of building your own software for your own business. The risk number one is building the wrong thing. Before you decided to create your own application, you should know what actually problem you're trying to solve. You have to document it well, daily operation. You can spot what necessary, what is not, and you have to define the real problem. What is your goal? What is the purpose of this software? The real problem was not writing the bad code, but the app is solving the wrong problem or building something that people not use. What you should do, define the desired outcome of your application. So instead of telling you want this app, you have to tell the developer you need to solve this problem. So you have to define the problems well. The risk number two is underestimate the cost. Building software is not just build and launch it, but you also have to take care of the bug fixing, maintenance, hosting, etc. etc. So you have to separate the budget into three stages. Stage one is the build and launch. Stage two is the running. And stage 3 is for the improvement of your application. If you cannot afford to maintain your application, you cannot really afford to build it. The risk number 3 is vendor login, but nobody in your company have the credentials to access your own product. You still have someone to keep the credentials. If only the vendor that knows about the credentials, that means you will depend on them all the time. So I think you have to find someone you can trust. So when something happens in the future, you can still have access to your own application. The risk number 4 is no real internal owner, which means the vendor, the freelancer, or the agency that builds your product would not know what actually you want. You can be the owner of the product. You can help them define what next to do. You will be the director of the product development. So you can define the right direction of your product. The risk number 5 is code creep and unclear acceptance criteria. So what does it mean? The cost of building software will depend on how many features you want, and too many features you want to add would add more cost. So you have a discussion with the teams that will work on your product. Define which features that is actually important for your product, the minimum viable product. You can exclude things that are not necessary right now, so you can have the real features you would have in your product and also the timeline from the teams that are working on it. And lastly, the risk number 6 is your product should have kind of mitigation when something happens. You should have access to get your data back. You should have a backup of your own data just in case something bad happens. And also, if the source code is owned by the vendor, you have to figure out how to hand over it. Without a plan, a company might discover too late that it cannot export the customer data, migrate to another platform, replace the development agency, or retire the system safely as the business owner. You have to know where and how you can migrate your server if something has happened. And also you have to know how to migrating the database. You also can ask the vendor the clear handover. To summarize, what business owners should do: number 1, prove the problem well. You can quantify the pain, identify the user, and define the business outcome. Number 2 is you compare the alternatives. Maybe you can try with the no-code tools, SaaS, or similar things, so you can understand the real workflow, something that you really want in your own custom software. Number 3 is start with narrow pilot. You should start with minimum viable features from your application. You would not build everything at the first version to minimize the risk of building so many features at one sprint. That could also save you budget for the next stage. Number 4, own the phone foundations. Keep company control or source code, cloud accounts, domains, data, backups, deployment access, and key credentials. Number 5. Fund and govern the product after launch. You still have to plan the maintenance, assign an accountable owner, and track the business metrics. I also have prepared the checklist before you build. You can download the checklist in the description below. If you have any question, feel free to leave a comment. If you need help with your project, feel free to reach me out. I will put my email and my website in the description. Thank you for watching.